Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Love of Business podcast at prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media. My name is Maria Miko Faith, and I will be your host today. I am an entrepreneur and content specialist, and it's my pleasure to introduce Sophia Falke. Falke, excuse me. I should have checked that beforehand. Welcome to the show. And
Thank you. I'm thrilled.
We're thrilled to have you. And you're, so tell us a little bit about what you do, embracing greatness. I think that's something we all aspire to, or at least.
Yes. Well, actually, not enough people aspire to that, unfortunately.
Oh.
I came up with that name for my company when actually I was at a campground in Western Nebraska. Okay. And what I realized is that there are so many people that suppress their own greatness and they don't allow it to show in the world. They don't express it or press it outward. So that's how I came, and I'm going to cough now, so excuse me.
No problem.
Okay. It seems to be noonish. I have sinus problems, but we'll get through this. Anyway, so that's how I named my company, because my goal is to guide people to uncover their greatness and to let it shine in the world. And I think when we each do that as individuals, then we're creating the kind of world we want to live in. So how do I do that? Is basically personal and professional development coaching, business coaching. Also, I have seminars that I offer. I'm a keynote speaker, also an author. And I did remember my book, Embracing Greatness, A Guide for Living the Life You Love. And that's what I think we all want. We want to be able to live the lives we love. So that's my purpose. And that's the purpose of my company.
That's fantastic. And that's, to me, I can see that's the way you express love is through helping other people to find that love for themselves and for their own greatness.
Exactly. I was telling Guy Dawson earlier this week that I was inspired by the name of this broadcast that you have, the love of, and then you have business. And then all week, though, I've been doing what do you love? The love of business, the love of family, the love of your body, the love of self. Mm-hmm. And today I'll be doing another one, finishing up with basically the love of God or your higher self, your higher consciousness. And I think that's so important that we go to that place of love, because then there's no room for anything else. There's no room for frustration. There's no room for anger. There's no room for feeling defeated. When we go into the place of love, especially self-love, that's when we really shine.
Wow. And we don't, that's what I love about the title as well. We don't talk nearly as much as we, should about the place of love in business. And what you're saying is so true. It cuts right to the heart of it, where if you're acting out of love, there's no room for anything else. The service will be better. The quality of work will be better. Everything from the heart is going to be a better quality.
Yeah. Imagine if you loved going to work. That's the first thing every day. And if you're a boss, or a business owner, how wonderful it would be if all of your employees loved coming to work every day. You couldn't help but be prosperous. You couldn't help but be successful.
That's absolutely true. That enthusiasm is so contagious and effective.
Yes.
So, what is one way that you practice love in your business every day?
In my own business every day?
In your own business.
Well, first of all, when I get up in the morning, I go into a place of gratitude. And it might sound very simplistic, but I'm grateful that I'm putting my feet on the floor, that I'm breathing, that I have a home, and that then I go into and I have this business where I can serve others. So what I love about my business is the transformation that occurs for people as they gain new understanding, first of all, of how great they are, and that they do have not only the right, but the responsibility to be living the life
Mm.
they love. So
Mhm.
it's so exciting. I mean, this is how I get my thrills, if you will, uh, to watch other people light up, and then I know that they're going out there, and it's a ripple effect that
Yes.
they are, making lives better for everyone with whom they come in contact.
That's so beautiful how gratitude and love are really so closely connected.
Definitely, definitely, yes. Uh, a lot of it is where are you going to focus? Because as part of quantum physics, I think you can't take up you know more than one thing cannot take up the same space.
Mm.
All right, so where are you going to focus? If you focus on gratitude, then everything you're focusing on, even if things are difficult, find that one kernel where there is a light, where there's something you can appreciate. And when you focus on that, you'll find that that grows and that it attracts more good things, prosperity, love, joy, whatever it is that you're looking at, it just impacts everything else in your life.
That's really key. I know when I started doing a gratitude journal in the morning, it really helped me to focus, like you said, on the positive aspects.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, right now we're doing this broadcast during the coronavirus
Yes.
challenge, and I'm seeing more and more that even though it has been such a stressor on individual lives, on our economy, the government, and so on, it has a lot of blessings in it. We've seen people connecting who never otherwise would have connected because now we're going online like this. Now, some of us
Hmm.
have been doing this for a while before coronavirus, and now others have been brought into this. Some people kicking and screaming, but we've really transformed how we do business, how we interact with each other. We're
Hmm.
much more into service now. Look at I'm going to have knee surgeries in a couple of months, and people are saying, "Well, how are you going to handle things because you can't drive for a while?" I said, "That doesn't matter. Everything will come to my door now."
Yes.
And so it's there are good things. I mean, people have really they've got into introspection. I know there's been the negative side of that, and we need to address it, especially for our kids in school. But then when you look at how many people are thriving during these challenging times,
Hmm.
they're taking, the challenge and they're making it into opportunity.
Right. That's the beauty of chaos is that it provides a perfect platform for change.
Whether you like it or not, yes.
Yes, yes, it's a challenge from life to grow, and I'm have you noticed in your business, you did mention greater introspection. Have you noticed, that people are reevaluating their
Hmm.
lives
Yeah,
and
yeah,
deciding what they want to do or be?
yes, definitely. And it's giving them actually, excuse is not the correct word. It's giving them the motivation, perhaps, to make some of the changes that they were yearning for. but they didn't know how to break out of their situations. Then COVID hit, and many people were forced to make those decisions now. Others, it was like, here's the opportunity. And
Right.
nobody's going to think badly of me because I've made this decision, including the people in healthcare. There are people leaving healthcare now because they are so stressed out.
Wow.
No one's going to blame them. And maybe this is a catalyst too for better working conditions for the people in healthcare.
Yes, there was that old Latin saying, who guards the guards, and as a
Mm-hmm.
as a patient myself, I felt like healthcare needs to have their own healthcare, and make sure that the burnout doesn't happen, especially at the different levels where it happens the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a cultural shift towards prioritizing wellness for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but including for the healthcare workers and the people who are up front and center with, our illness.
Yes. One of the things that was not in the bio that I sent you necessarily was, I used to be a labor negotiator for nurses contracts years ago in New York State and Massachusetts. I've been a hospital chaplain. I've been a hospital administrator. So I've been in that healthcare environment and really seen what a lot of people go through, the staff go through. I've been surprised because I've been out of healthcare for a while and I'm coming back into it with my new online seminar series, The 5 Keys to Relief, Renewal, and Resilience. And that's actually, I'm focusing initially on nurses. And the state of Nevada has given the course 15 CEUs for the nurses. And I think it's important because I want them, to have the tools for relief from the pressure that they're experiencing and the tools for renewal. And then, going forward, people talk about stress reduction, but the thing is, it's more that you have the resilience when you are in a stressful situation so that you move through it with ease and grace.
Wow, very key points for all of us. But I'm really, interested in the fact that you're putting this together for nurses who, I know go through so much.
Yes, they do.
Caring for other people,
Yeah, definitely. So that will launch on March 16th, and
Okay.
I'll have the information up this weekend for that, so people can sign up. But yeah, I think it's so key to have the support, and sometimes you can feel isolated. So in business people, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people just starting out, and it can feel isolating.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I do is offer the support so that people don't feel they're alone and don't feel that they're the only ones going through whatever it is that they're going through.
Sometimes we just need someone to bear witness with us. That's really,
I like that term. Yes.
That's so powerful because yes, I know I know what it's like to be the lone wolf, and having someone there as a support, as a reflection, is really essential for growth.
Yes. Yeah. And again, we talk about what have we been forced into with COVID, with the technology now. People that used to feel they had to get together in person, now we can get together this way and connect and really have that synchronicity that we didn't used to think we could have electronically.
Yes, yes. That's been one of my tunes I've been singing for a while, is like, instead of fearing technology or thinking that it's something, it's something that takes away from us, we can use it as a tool. And now now it's, you know, it's amazing the response from
Mhm.
companies and individuals, you know, adapting and
Yes,
using the internet
yes, yes.
in a whole new way.
Definitely, and even speaking, the public speakers. We were talking before we got in the program about the National Speakers Association,
Hmm.
and I'm a member of the local chapter. It's fascinating to see how many speakers have really revved up their online presence. They had none before the coronavirus, and they're finding that they're even more prosperous now than they were when they were
Wow.
going out physically. And we can travel the world. And I'm meeting people from, across the globe, again, virtually. So I'm making new friends, which will be great when I get to start traveling again.
It's amazing what
Yes.
technology can help
Yeah.
us do.
Yes.
The communication and um, you know, there's a there's an idea that love can work through medicine or, you know, or anything. I think that we also have to realize that love can work through technology as well, and we can use, you know, we can use that to our, you know, to our
Yes.
mutual and collaborative advantage.
Definitely. And what you said was key because, when we think about it, everything is energy,
Hmm.
everything, and we think it's solid, but it's all energy, just different density, I think, maybe
Hmm.
express it. So if love and gratitude are, high vibration, think about our technology also when, you start to get frustrated, that's going to respond to how we treat it and how we love it. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah. And I think people is maybe starting to understand a little bit more about energy. And I talk about that a lot in my work.
Hmm.
Um, and all you have to do is think about a time when you're sad or angry and the energy was dense and dark, and then when you're in a higher vibration of love and joy, gratitude, everything lifts up.
And we can remember our greatness when we're there too, I
Oh
think,
gosh,
you
yes.
know.
Yeah.
Whereas when we're in the low vibration, it's like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I'm not
Oh
good at
yeah.
this. You know, it's just like lack,
Yeah,
lack, lack, lack.
I know. Yes, and that's why we need these interactions because I'm going to get off of this call and I am going to feel so jazzed because of our interaction.
Same
So
here.
how cool is that?
Right,
Rather
right.
than being alone all day. So this is our way of reaching out. Um, yes,
What would
definitely.
you say? What is one of your key tips on um, bringing more love into a person's life?
Look for the good in any and everything. I think is key. When we
Hmm.
get caught up in outer conditions and we believe what other people say, that's going to bring us down. But when you can find the good and you focus on that, we talked about gratitude earlier. And
Hmm.
when you can love even something that looks negative, then you're going to see a shift. It can't help but shift because you're changing your own vibration. You're changing how you're viewing it. It is going to change how it responds.
Wow.
Uh, And I was going to say, when the coronavirus first hit and we realized how serious it was globally, I realized that it truly is also energy. It's also a living entity.
Hmm.
And we are focusing so much fear and anger and angst
Hmm.
at the coronavirus. I wonder what would happen if we were to shift and bring it some love.
Right.
I wonder if that would change the vibration of the coronavirus and help us alleviate it? I don't know. But it's one thing that when I start to go down the road of, oh my goodness, look, it's still hanging around, and I see the statistics, I stop myself and I'm going, wait a minute, this is a living entity. So
Mhm.
let's give it some love.
That it's really good to hear that. I had a similar experience um, with when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was, I was meditating on how do I connect with this disease in me, and I came to the understanding that we both sought life,
Mhm,
like my disease sought life, same as I was seeking life. And when I saw that it was just like me in that sense, then all of a sudden my attitude became much more loving, even
mhm,
towards myself, because I felt like, oh, I have compassion for this, for the, for life, and for the fact that the cancer wants life too. And so if we can harmonize, then it can go back to its normal range and
yeah,
I can improve in health, and I mean, I don't have all the research put together yet, but it seemed to work. I'm still no evidence of disease, and I feel like I don't have a fear of the cancer because I understand that it was trying to save itself,
yeah.
and save me. So anyway, that was a little tangent, but it's just so
No,
much what
that,
you were
that's so,
saying.
that's so powerful. And the work that I do also, I mean, it's got to do with your physical health, uh,
Hmm.
because again, what you can love. And I know stories, like you're talking about. I'm also a Unity minister, and one of our co-founders was back in the late 1800s was diagnosed with terminal tuberculosis, and she went into meditation every day, and she just loved her body. She apologized to the organs in her body, the cells in her body, for taking them for granted, for assuming that she came from a sickly family and so on. And she ended up healing her body. She went into remission within 6 months, and then she was totally healed.
Wow.
And I know someone else, Parkinson's disease. He healed himself. So it's possible. We just don't plug into that enough, and those same principles apply to our emotional health, to our businesses, to our relationships, etc. Because again, we're all energy, we're all living entities, and how do we interact with that?
That's so it's so powerful. I feel like we're just at the dawning of a renaissance as far as how we do everything,
Yeah,
and bringing energy to business, that energy awareness, the consciousness, and the love is can only help us. And
definitely.
even with the coronavirus, it can only help us to look at the good that it can, that it
Mhm.
it is it is doing or that we're achieving in spite of the challenges.
It will be interesting to look back on the impact that the
Mhm.
coronavirus has had on our the whole planet Earth. So
Right.
yeah,
In hindsight, yeah, it's going to be
no.
interesting. Well,
And the
thank you
resil-
so much. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to no, and I was going to say, and the resilience of humankind, because we are. So this is
We,
something that we will come out the other side stronger.
yes,
Definitely.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
It,
Um,
it has,
please
yeah. Go on.
tell us.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, no, this is great. This is great. Yeah, just please tell us where we can find you
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that good stuff.
Okay, yes. If you want to reach me, the easiest is Sophia, Sophia, at embracinggreatness.com. So Sophia at embracinggreatness.com. And I would love to talk to you and anyone out there watching this, and see how we can work together and how I can support you in achieving your greatness. And one thing I always like to close with, and then you'll close, I know, but if no one's told you yet today, remember, you are amazing.
Thank you so much, Sophia.
Thank you.
You are amazing.
Thank you.
And on that wonderful note, thank you so much, all of you, for watching The Love of Business. Stay tuned for more great shows at prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media.